With the Giants sitting at 2-8 and signaling that they may start the tank if they already haven't, with Tommy DeVito being named the starting quarterback, I thought it would be a good idea to start our mock drafts here on Giants Now by Chat Sports. And I was thinking maybe we do mock draft Monday coming up this off season. Every Monday, we put out a brand new mock draft. Giants are going to be picking inside the top 5, hopefully, and there's going to be a lot to talk about. If you want mock drafts every Monday, hit that thumbs up icon, and let's say if we get to 3,000 likes, we'll make it happen. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. And if you're still watching at this point, you're a sicko, just like I am. Because I love a good old mock draft as we're not even out of the month of November. We're going with a 2-round mock draft, though, to get this thing started here on Giants Now. At this current moment, before the games in Week 12, before the game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and before Thursday Night Football happened, which could change some of this stuff, the New York Giants are sitting with the 4th overall pick at 2-8. 5 teams in the NFL have a record at 2-8, and the way that the tiebreaker works is whoever has the easier strength of schedule moves up the draft board. The Giants can still move up the draft board. Actually, ESPN and their Football Power Index, they have given the Giants the number 1 chance, the highest chance to get the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. But here for today's exercise, good idea. Here for today's exercise, we're going to be going with the Giants selected number 4. A lot can change, a lot will change, but I think number 4 is a good spot to start this thing off. All righty, Jacksonville Jaguars on the clock at the number 1 overall pick. I used the PFF mock draft simulator, so don't be mad at me, be mad at them. Travis Hunter, the wide receiver and cornerback, goes to Jacksonville, number 1 overall. Not sure what side of the ball he's going to play. I'd probably select to be a corner and a part-time receiver. That's what I would do. Number 2 overall, the Tennessee Titans with Will Levis under center. They need a quarterback, and they strike while the iron is hot. They select Shedeur Sanders. Not so sure if Dion would let Shedeur go play in Tennessee, but he doesn't have control over this mock draft. Unfortunately for the Giants, this is probably the worst-case scenario. If you end up holding that 4th pick and Hunter, Sanders, and my sweet prince Cam Ward all go before the Giants make their pick, that could be a doomsday situation. So my question to you is this. If you were general manager Joe Schoen, or maybe the new general manager, whoever it's going to be, if there is going to be a change there, and this is the way that the first 3 picks rounded out, and you were on the clock, who would you take at pick number 4 in this spot? Hunter goes to Jacksonville, Sanders goes to the Cleveland Browns, and Sanders goes to the Titans, and Cam Ward goes to the Cleveland Browns. Who would you take at number 4 in this spot? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments right now. Look, obviously I want to draft a quarterback. You guys know Cam Ward is QB1, and you guys know that Shedeur Sanders is QB2 for me. They were gone. So what am I going to do? I'm going to select the best player on the board. And I'm going to pick Will Johnson, the star corner out of Michigan with the number 4 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft. I'm going BPA. I need a blue chip prospect. That's what you got to add to this team. The Giants, they don't have a lot of blue chip prospects. And that is exactly what Will Johnson is. 6'2", 200-plus pounds. He's got prototypical size. He can play in multiple schemes. He's had a couple of injury issues pop up this year, but I think that's almost him kind of load managing himself as he does get ready for the 2025 NFL draft. Multiple people in the summer scouting at him as the number 1 overall draft prospect, and he's still hanging around inside the top 5 almost unanimously across the board. Dane Brugler, NFL draft expert for The Athletic. He wrote this up on Johnson saying, my preseason number 1 prospect, Johnson, has missed multiple games this season due to shoulder and toe injuries. And the 2024 tape has had more volatility than you want to see. But he is fluid and long and shows terrific awareness in the passing game. Johnson still projects as the number 1 corner in the NFL. He is very clearly the number 1 defensive player in the draft as we sit here on November 21st. Dane Brugler still has Will Johnson as the number 2 overall player in this draft. And if you get the number 2 overall player at the number 4 pick, that's going to be a win-win. Would I like to get a quarterback? Yeah, but I'm not reaching on a quarterback at pick number 4 if Sanders and Cam Ward are gone. And I love the idea of adding a blue-chip prospect to the defense at a position of need. Love marrying need and BPA at the same time. And imagine if you could build a young cornerback and defensive back room like this. We all have our questions about Deonte Banks, but I think we all agree that it's a higher chance of him being successful if he becomes CB2. Will Johnson can step in as CB1, and I think he's going to be able to compete right away. My pro comp for him is actually Patrick Surtain. That's the type of player that I think he can be. Then you got a young buck in Drew Phillips, who you just selected in the 3rd round. He's actually graded out by Pro Football Focus as the number 1 corner in the National Football League right now. And you have Tyler Nubin, who was selected in the 2nd round of the 2024 draft. So you have 4 priority picks going to your defensive backfield, 2 first-round picks, a 2nd-round pick, and a 3rd-round pick. And they are all only in their 2nd year or under right now. I'd love to have a Legion of Boom be really recreated for the New York Giants. Coming up next, round 2. I think you guys might like this pick. We'll talk about that in a second. But first, I got to give a major shout-out to today's sponsor, DraftKings. Use that promo code NIXCHAT. Bet $5, get $200 in instant bonus bets. The Emirates NBA Cup is here. You can win big getting in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. All 30 teams split into 6 groups every Tuesday and Friday, playing for the right to advance in the single elimination in-season tourney, culminating in the NBA Cup Championship in Vegas. First time, here's something special just for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code NIXCHAT. That's code NIXCHAT for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/BBALL.
Shout out to DraftKings, our proud sportsbook partner. Smitty Slate for Week 12. You've probably seen these picks already, but I'm going to keep giving them to you because I'm this confident in these picks. Bucks -5 at the G-Men. Pats +7 at Miami, and Chiefs -10.5 at Carolina. You've heard why I like these picks before. I still like these picks. Keep in mind, lines and odds do change on DraftKings. I took these very early in the week, all -110 odds. Use that code NIXCHAT, $200 in bonus bets when you place $5 bet.
Shout out to DraftKings. All that information is clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. All righty.
The Emirates NBA Cup
Giants
is here.
were back on the clock with the 36th pick in the draft, and Jalen Milroe was still available. So I sprinted the card up there, and I turned it in. Jalen Milroe, you are a New York Giant in the first mock draft here on New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. Look, I don't really believe in drafting quarterbacks in round 2. I like getting the top of the tree guys, the blue chips. But man, with a guy like Jalen Milroe, who I fell in love with in the scouting process this summer, his 2023 tape and his 2023 numbers were awesome. But I believe if you're going to take a quarterback in round 2, bring out the driver and swing for the fences. And that's the exact type of pick Jalen Milroe is. He's currently my QB3 in this draft class. But I do believe that Milroe, a guy that can throw the ball downfield, very accurate when he does throw the ball downfield, needs to be more accurate in the intermediate and throws closer to the line of scrimmage. He is electric. He is a playmaker, and I honestly love this prospect. And if you can get him at the top of round 2, don't necessarily like him inside the top 5 or the top 10, but in round 2, take a swing, put a very talented guy with Brian Daboll if he's still here. I don't hate that all that much. Dane Brugler says this about Jalen Milroe: a rocket-fueled version of Jalen Hurts, Milroe has a unique package of skills with his size at 6'1", 225, 4.3 speed, outstanding arm strength, and a strong mental makeup. Consistent ball placement is not a strength of his game right now, but if a team leans into his style, Milroe could be a dangerous playmaker. I think that Milroe, and I agree with everything that Brugler says right there, Milroe might have the highest ceiling in this class. If he booms, if everything goes right, if he brings the boom, if he does what he's got to do, where he can become and can stay a consistent runner and an explosive playmaker with his legs, but if he can build off of what he's already put on tape with his ability to generate big-time plays and big-time throws with his arm, he could be the best quarterback in this class. He kind of reminds me of Lamar Jackson. Don't hate me. Don't hate me for saying that. Is he the type of elusive, nimble runner Jackson is? Maybe not. But this year for Alabama, completing over 67% of his passes, he's thrown for 22-plus 100 yards and 15 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. I think the tape and the numbers were both better, though, for Milroe in that 2023 season. I fell in love with the tape. I fell in love with the numbers. The advanced analytics were all awesome in 2023. Awesome. Honestly, the perfect type of quarterback that I want was Jalen Milroe by the advanced analytics. A 9.1 big-time throw percentage, 27 big-time throws. That was the same number of big-time throws as Caleb Williams last year. Only 2.3% of his plays were deemed turnover worthy. He had an average depth of target of 13.4 yards. He completed 52% of his throws on 20-plus yards down the field. He can make all of those throws. This year, though, with the new OC and a new head coach, it's kind of gone back a little bit. Big-time throw percentage, cut in half. Big-time throws overall, cut in half. Turnover-worthy plays have gone down, which I have liked. The average depth of target has gone down, which I don't really like. And the completion percentage on 20-plus yard throws has gone down. Last year, he was 35 of 67 on 20-plus yard throws. That is disgustingly good. This year, only 17 of 42, but 0 turnover-worthy plays on throws of 20-plus yards this year. And the best part about his game, what he could do with the rock is in his hands when he's ready to roll and decides he wants to run the football. Through 10 games this year, he has 711 rushing yards according to Pro Football Focus, 17 rushing touchdowns, 6.4 yards per carry. He's had 22 tackles missed by forcing the way of it. He has 23 runs of 10-plus yards. He has 9 runs of 15-plus yards. He has 313 yards after contact. That's what running backs do. He has 174 yards accumulated on scrambles, 537 yards accumulated on design QB runs, and he's picked up 44 first downs on the ground. This is a go big or go home. This is a swing for the fences. This is we are going to give a ball of clay to Brian Daboll. We're going to say, go figure it out. You want a big-time arm? He's got that. You want a guy that can throw the ball down the field? He can do that. You want someone that's the most electric runner entering the draft? He can do that. Daboll, though, you got to tighten everything up, else up, though. Decision-making, in between the numbers, third down decision-making, being calm in the pocket. If you are truly a QB whisperer, I don't mind the pick of Jalen Milroe, especially in round 2. Joe Schoen said it best. Remember what he said in the 2023 NFL Draft? Scared money don't make money. This guy can beat Jalen Hurts. He could be better than Jalen Hurts. He might be Lamar Jackson. He might be a little bit worse or a little bit better. But if he pans out and he goes to the right spot and he gets in the right environment and he's developed and he's nurtured and he's built around and you lean into that style of play, which is a brand of winning football, controlling the line of scrimmage, running the ball, taking care of the ball, and taking shots, that wins at any level, it might just be worth it for the New York Football Giants. So the first mock draft of the season. I can't believe we're in draft season already in week 12. Will Johnson, cornerback out of Michigan, best quarterback, corner in the class. And I got Jalen Milroe going to the Giants with pick 36. I think he's QB3 in this class. Grade this mock draft for me down in the chat. A, B, C, D, or F. Get out your red pens and let me know your grade for this mock draft. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up over there, and let's go Big Blue.